All right, Gus, you want to take this one away?
Oh my gosh! You let me.
I'm gonna gift
start
you with this one. It's 2021.
You let me. Oh my god, dude. Okay. You know what? I'm buzzing. You let me do the holiday one as well.
Yep.
First one of the new year. We got our first guest of the new year too. Oh, I'm shaking right now.
So I was allowing you to start, and you just keep drawing it out, and you're making me to my core want to interrupt you because you know that's what I love doing. So
I know, and
just
bring
bring
it
it
home. I appreciate
home.
you fighting those urges is the most important takeaway from here. And
You're making it worse. You're making it worse.
Guys, we have Kurtis Connor on the podcast today.
Yay!
Welcome,
Nice.
Kurtis.
Joining us, Kurtis.
Of course. Thanks for having me. That was that weird thing where I wanted to say something, but I wasn't introduced yet, so I just sat silently.
Kurtis, we put every guest in that position, and every time we're doing a bit, especially in person, I'm like, we've just given our guests no room to say anything, but they want. It's just an awkward position. I realized it as we were doing it, and we do it every time, so I'm very sorry.
It's all good. As long as you never learn from your mistakes, and it's all good.
I stopped improving myself years ago. I just figure it's easier. You know what I mean?
Well, if you learn from your mistakes, then you have mistakes. So I figure if you never learn from it, then everything's fine.
Then you're perfect.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm. If you don't have to face any criticism, then it doesn't exist. That's why I don't go on Reddit.
That's a good point. In my experience, Reddit's been nothing but nice, though. You should really check it out. It's
no, they're good. It was for the bit, okay? So we
don't have to, you guys.
I don't know if you know, but I like to do bits. Kurtis, that's one thing about me. I can rattle off maybe 50 others if you got the time.
I'm kind of second guessing this whole thing. I didn't know there was going to be any bits on here. So. This is what, did you think this was more of like a very serious type thing where we were gonna? Well, I thought it would be more like kind of more serious, kind of like really just really negative.
That's what
I was
do you want to be
hoping for,
negative about?
Just like myself, you guys, just pretty much just this trio is kind of what I want to keep it to. Just all of us who are very.
Okay.
I'm kidding. That was a bit.
What?
Oh, what? You said it was gonna be serious.
I didn't.
Yeah.
That one went
I pulled
right
the
over my
1-2
head.
on you guys.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Oh my god. I've only ever done the one. I've never gotten to the two part. That's how it works. Ouch, that hurts. The two really is a death blow. God.
I even tried counting on my fingers once, but I got lost right after the one, and I don't know. I started picking my nose with it or something. I didn't know what to do with it.
There's too many of those.
Is that
I
an
closed
actual?
all my fingers together and hit myself in the face.
Hey, now, come on. Is 1-2 an actual boxing term? Is that the origin of it?
I feel like it was a
like,
boxing term when like people had handlebar mustaches when they did it. You know.
When they only had two, that was the only like boxing
I
moves.
feel
You
like-
got one and you got two.
You can't in boxing. You can't give somebody the 1-2 unless you go why I oughta right before hitting them.
That really telegraphs the attack. There were not a lot of KOs in those early days.
I don't know if this happens. Wait, go ahead, Chris.
Oh, I was just thinking like the first boxer to ever do the 2. Like, what if it was only ever like the old 1, and then like some crazy boxer out of nowhere, he pioneered the old 1-2, totally took over.
They start flipping
Refs,
through the
is that
rule book
allowed?
because they're not sure if it's allowed.
Yeah, is that allowed?
What the hell was that? We just been giving each other ones. Really odd that we started counting when it was just the 1, but now a 2. That's what Floyd Mayweather's popular for, is doing the 3. Though nobody had ever heard of the 3 until he showed up, and now he's going to do it on Logan Paul.
Yeah, no, he debuts the 4 at the Logan Paul fight.
It kills Logan Paul. Nobody's ever done the 4 because it's like the death move, 4 punches at once.
He just look at his hands, he's like, I've never done that before. I'm so sorry. Whoa.
I don't know what came over me.
I will give it to Logan Paul. What an achievement to land a fight with Mayweather. Like, and it's all about money, but like, how big is that event gonna be?
Yeah, it's still pretty. When I saw the photo of it, I was like, I thought he was like goofing or something. I thought he was doing one of those 1-2 bits.
Yeah, I mean,
was,
I guess it's great for Mayweather though because he can just win and make a bunch of money, and it's great for Logan because he can make a bunch of money. So, because
I would always be like, it seems like it'd be such an easy paycheck, and I'm of the opinion that Logan's gonna just get steamrolled by Floyd.
I mean, Conor McGregor got steamrolled by Floyd, so it's like,
oh yeah, absolutely. But I'm also like, with some of that shit, like it would be an easier payday for that. But if I was a traditional athlete, I would not want to fucking get in and fight those guys. Because, like, I mean, obviously you can earn some money, but, like, if you're already loaded, it's like, I feel like you'd have nothing to gain from that. And only, like, can you imagine if Floyd got knocked out by Logan, though? Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
You know, like, that's kind of a stamp towards the end of your career. Like, I just would feel like there'd be so much to risk. But if the payday's there, I totally get the risk, too.
Right. But he's still in pretty good shape, I feel. But, yeah, that even the idea that Logan could beat one of the best boxers of all time is like, if Logan did that, he would have probably my respect forever, which is awful to say.
Honestly,
Logan's like a lot bigger than Floyd, right? Like he's got like
I think so.
He's like a big guy. But I don't know what that means in terms of boxing.
Because
I don't either. I just assume big is stronger in my brain.
Here's my expert boxing opinion. I think it does something. That's all I got.
There you go. Okay, I can see that.
It has some sort of effect on the fight.
How do you guys? Oh, sorry, good.
Well, I was gonna ask Kurtis, have you ever had to like get in nutso shape for some shit? Like I look at some of the Logan stuff, and he's like a fucking titan right now, and I'm just that kind of shit requires such 24/7 attention for something. What is the best shape you've ever been in your entire life?
It's probably like high school when I was like going through when I had like gym class every day. But now it's like I'm not in good shape anymore. And I'm like feeling it now, which sucks. Cuz like before I was like, yeah, it's fine, but now it's like, dude, my back just like hurt the other day for no reason.
That's one warning I want to give for people who are younger that are listening. And I guess I know this is your experience. I would guess Kurtis is the same for people our age. But like, I didn't realize how much of like a steel Titan stomach I had when I was 18. You know,
right?
Where it's like you could eat fucking anything. And the next day would be fine. And then I hit like 20, and if I had a calzone, I was like sweating. And I don't know what happened in between that time. Like, what actually changed? I have no idea.
I know, dude, it's so weird.
That shit will just kick my ass now. Like last night, I had like 5 sugar cookies, and I woke up and I felt like somebody just punched me in the stomach for 10 minutes straight.
Oh, no.
I'm 25. I'm not even old. I am in terrible shape, but not relative to the rest of the population terrible shape. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't get it. Maybe I just got to cut out some sugar. But
Kurtis, what do you think? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying on New Year's Eve, I got like pretty drunk. I wasn't like I've been way more drunk in my life, but like New Year's Day, I was hungover until like 11:30 p.m. Like I felt like garbage, and I've never had one last that long before. And I know I heard people who are older than me tell me that when I was younger, being like, "Well, when you're older, these hangovers are going to be brutal." I'm like, "Yeah, right." And that's not me. Not me though. I'm different.
Yeah, I got that special something.
I'm the exception.
That's the thing. I think the realistic hangovers make you realize, like, oh man, the like 18 to 21 years of drinking is like too fucking much, you know, because you realize what the real body handles, and you're like, I think I was just working overtime there. I didn't even drink a lot. I was in community college, so I didn't. But even the times that I did, it was just like thinking back to that and just like not drinking water at the end of the night, which what the fuck was I doing?
Yeah. Dude, I must have aged myself 10 years in the 4 years that in the 2 years that I drank at college. I didn't even drink all 4 years, but I seriously, I think back on even just like a regular weekend back at college, and even when nothing's going on, but it might just be like popping some beers and watching something on the TV with the boys in the house or something. Like I would drink so much where now today, if I drank that amount, it would be like a 2-day affair. Like it's such a long-term investment. And those, I feel like now, like the hangovers that I get now are such like life altering hangovers where you really like spend a whole day assessing like, oh, that didn't feel good at all. How am I doing right now? Like, this is fucking awful, dude.
Yeah, it's like, what's wrong with me? I gotta figure this out.
What's your drink, Kurtis?
What's my drink?
Yeah.
I like wine a lot.
There's some nasty hangovers too.
I know, that's the worst part. But I mean, if I'm like drinking, like if I'm like, okay, tonight it's party time. If I'm really feeling like it's party time, I'll probably have like PBRs or something. But but if I'm just like chilling, I usually like just like a nice white, a nice red, whatever we got.
It's pretty good.
I feel like everything when I was like beginning to drink that I thought it was like, oh, I'll never like the taste of beer, and then I did, and then I'm like, I just don't really like wine, and then you get a little older and you follow the exact trend that everyone's doing.
Yeah, literally.
It's like I thought I was like smarter and had my own unique taste, and then it's like, no, not at all, not even a little bit. With that age stuff, like, yeah, Kurtis, what is the one thing? Is it maybe the eating thing then, where it's like you didn't realize how good you had it when you were a teenager? Because for me, it's the stomach thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one thing with food, like it's still okay now. Like I don't have like too many issues, but like sometimes I'll get like I've been starting to get like heartburn recently, which is like a scary thing because I never experienced that before, and I legitimately thought I was like dying. But I mean, the one thing I have noticed a lot with aging is like, I used to skate a bunch in high school, and like I would skate for like skateboarding, not like speed skating or anything. I was I skateboarded all the time in high school, and I would skate for like 4 hours straight, like falling and just eating shit the whole time, and I'd wake up and I'd be fine. And I don't know. Thinking back, I don't know how that is possible.
I've always wondered that with people who skate, because I'll see them eat shit and then just go back to skating, and it's like I would probably like limp home crying even when I was 18. So yeah, I don't know. Especially the like the tailbone falls look like they're really bad.
Oh my god. Yeah. Well, yeah. If there are some bails that you get that you're like, okay, well, I'm never gonna do this again in my life. But for the most part, it was just like falling down over and over. But
do you ever have a really bad skating injury at all, or was it all like pretty good?
Luckily, I never like really like broke a bone from skating. My worst injury I ever had was like I fractured my wrist bone because I punched my friend with a boxing glove, and I guess I just did it wrong.
You just did the one, dude. Fucking
I did two.
He did the 0.5. You gotta go full one and break your wrist.
I didn't fully commit to the one.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was done.
I was just gonna say, can you imagine Logan gets out there with Mayweather and breaks his wrist on the first punch?
Throwing one punch.
He won't. He's actually a really good athlete, but goddamn, that'd be good. With injury stuff, Gus, what's the worst one you've had? I don't know if we've talked about this before. My worst actual like bone injuries, I just broke my left big toe when I was playing football when I was younger. That's it. It's the lamest broken bone you can even the right big toe I feel like would be cooler. It's some of the left
non-dominant one.
Yeah, it's just lame.
Man, that's not even my best big toe. I think luckily all my most heinous injuries occurred when I was too damn dumb and small to actually remember them. I got squeezed out of my little mom, and she broke my collarbone on the way out. So obviously don't remember that.
That was your intro to life? Was a broken collarbone?
Yeah, my mom messing up my birth like that. And I will say she did do most of the heavy lifting on that, so I can't be as mad. But that happened, and then when I was my mom says it was in the weeks after I had just learned how to walk for the first time, and I was at our church has a rummage sale, like back in the old hometown or something, and my dad at the time had little baby Gus on his lap, and my dad was sitting on a exercise bike, just a stationary bicycle, and I slipped down when I was on his lap, and my foot went into the gears of the bike, and it like crushed my foot bones so bad. So I had to wear a cast. You know what I never even thought about till now? This is my first. I've told this story 100 times. I feel so bad for my dad. That was his first kid, and it's like you just drop him into an exercise bike. You must feel so bad about that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. I should give him some shit for that. I don't think he's gotten enough about that.
I know one time when I was really young, apparently, when I was first learning to walk, the porch for my house was just like a concrete like stoop, and there was a little bit of drop off from the door, and apparently I just kind of opened the screen door and just like head first kind of fell down when my grandpa was watching me. And I think that's why I couldn't do calculus in high school. That's
Probably.
maybe that's my guess on maybe the math part got damaged a little bit. I was really good at English, couldn't do math, and I blame the stoop.
I've heard of that.
That's why they call it stupid. I understand now. I get the correlation.
I really like that one, actually, Gus. I really do.
Thank you. I workshopped that one, dude. Thank you. It means a lot.
Yeah, that was awesome. That's a good one.
Kurtis, this is a little bit of a left turn. I was going to ask you, how long you been doing stand-up stuff?
My first set was July. I forget what year.
Which one?
It was a July. I think I started in 2013.
Awesome,
So
dude.
I guess 7, almost 8 years ago.
Damn.
Oh, man, dude, that's
Wow.
awesome. I didn't get a chance to come. I know Eddie went and saw the live show, and he spoke very highly of it. I didn't get to come see any of the stuff from last year, but I hope I'll get to catch a set sometime. But how'd you get started doing some of that stuff? What were some of your early gigs and little forays into performing?
It was weird how it all kind of happened. I never anticipated, like, I always loved like stand up, obviously. Like, I always loved watching like specials or whenever it was on. Loved Dane Cook when his stuff came out.
Hell yeah.
But when I first started, it was like I was always just like joking around with people. I thought I was funny, I guess. And then like I was working at a Starbucks, and this regular that came in was like, he kind of like urged me to do it. He kind of like became like friends, and he was like, yeah, there's this like place like 10 minutes from here. They do like an open mic. So I like tried it because he just like kept urging me to do it. Which is really nice for a guy I barely even knew. He was like, I think you'd be good at this. Please do it. You have to do it.
Yeah.
And then I tried it. I got like maybe one laugh, and but that, I guess that was enough.
Yeah, definitely.
Was that during Vine stuff too?
That was that was before Vine. Like that was
Okay.
kind of, I started like right before Vine was like a thing, and then I just saw that as a way to like keep doing, because I started doing like one-liners when I was doing stand-up. So I figured like Vine was like the natural like way to just do that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, fucking, I didn't realize it was that long ago now. But yeah, I mean, I fucking miss it so much. Miss it a lot.
Honestly, yeah. We're thinking too. It's gonna be a while before we can get back out there and start doing some show stuff. Too.
Yeah, because we were even
Yeah.
talking about, and people listening to the podcast heard this like last week, just how competitive venues are going to be like right after.
Oh my
everything.
God.
Like, for me, I was about to really start getting into it, and not actually just like in the way of saying it, but like Jakey and I were like scheduling open mics to go to so we could practice before doing any like show stuff.
Hell yeah.
And it's just like, I don't even want to, touch that stuff for a bit, just because I know there's like touring comedians that like want, those spots. And I'm not going to be like, get me in there. Like, I don't even think that's possible. So it's especially, I loved the show that you, Danny, and Drew did. When did the tour end?
It ended oh God, I don't even know. Dude, this time is so fucking weird. This whole, I think it was October of 2019.
Because I think the Naperville show when I went to see was in like September, right? It was like early September, and you guys toured
Yeah.
for like a little over a month. Because you just went straight through and did the full tour, right?
Yeah, it was like from beginning of September to like the middle of October. So yeah, I guess it was, dude, it feels like This whole year fucked me up, man. I don't know when shit was.
No, yeah, I get it. Even I feel like 2015 to 2019, when I think back, will all just be like, oh, that was just the time before, you know? I just have no idea. But how was that? Because, like, I know, Gus, you split up your tour within, like, 6 months, right? Where, like, there was a lot of back and forth. But, Kurtis, how is it to go on tour for, like over a month straight?
It had its pros and cons for sure. It had a lot of. I was sick the whole time.
Oh shit!
Do you think it's from like meet and greet stuff too? Because I get sick after like any convention or any meet and greet.
Absolutely, it was. Yeah, especially after now knowing, like how easily germs are like transmitted.
Yeah. I've thought about that since this started, where I'm like, I still want to do meet and greets, but in my head I was like, oh, I might get sick, and now we like exactly know the chances of getting sick, and it's I still will absolutely do them, but in our head we essentially have to be like, well, I'm gonna get a cold, so hey everybody,
right?
Yeah, like, exactly. That sucks, but
I mean, it was really nice to just like get it all done, like get it over with, and it's something I've never done before, and obviously, you guys know, like, Danny and Drew are, like, the nicest, coolest dudes. So
except for Drew behind the scenes, but we'll cut that out. Am I right, guys? Drew behind the scenes is a real diva.
Yeah, the amount of times he would just shake me awake in the middle of the night, just, like, asking me for cash. I'm like, no, it's not. Just stop. Leave me alone.
He did that to me pre-pandemic, and, you know, he doesn't even live close to me. And so he'd just be in L.A. in my apartment shaking me, and that was really shocking.
Yeah, it's pretty. You kind of get used to it. Like if it's happening every night, it's kind of like okay, here we go.
It starts. You start to need it to sleep.
Right.
Drew has to come shake you.
You go into the mattress, the fucking Sleep Number store. You have any bed that's just sort of like, you know,
and kind of has like spiky hair a little bit.
Are you okay?
Yeah, it was, but it was great. It was like, I look back at that time, like it was so much fun to just like do a show to like a bunch of people who want to see you, and then for the next like hour or two after the show, it's just like me and Danny and Drew just like fucking around on the bus. It was so much fun, and I feel like during it, I was like, fuck, this is so brutal. I just want to go home, and we all said that pretty much every day, but. Yeah. Once it's done, like obviously, hindsight, it's like, oh, that was fucking awesome.
Right. Yeah. Because
especially now,
like it's not only fun, but I'm sure with like being just on a bus for so long is fucking a hardship, and even in traveling. Because I know, Gus, you'd come back after like 2 weeks and be like, oh fuck, like
that. I mean, that's the weird thing. I mean, you said it honestly, Kurtis, is it's like the highs are so absolutely high there, you know, like the meeting people and performing and getting that feedback for the material is just like, it's such a drug and it's so fun, but in the moment, like Eddie knows probably better than anybody the amount of times I came back and I was just sitting with him. Like I probably had like at least twice on the tour that I sat with him in the main room, and I kind of just had like a, dude, I am not doing well right now talk. Like, dude, I like, because during my tour too, I thought I had a hernia at the time, and
oh, no.
And I had to lug this fucking piano. I brought my whole electric keyboard with me, and I was flying with it, and it was just me and my girlfriend Sabrina, and it was just and since I had a hernia, I thought I was making her like lug it, and she's like so small, and I was like, I'm so sorry, I just can't lift this.
I know this won't disappoint you to hear, but that's like when the shows that I was at and then would perform with you at, we'd do the meet and greet after, and people would be like, when are you gonna do a tour? And I was like, we would have had that conversation like 2 days before, and I was like, we'll see, because I was like, this seems like a fucking nightmare right now. So,
when are you gonna do this awesome thing?
Yeah, this thing that's so fun. And then Gus is like, hey, I'm gonna go backstage because of this whole hernia situation. I'll talk to you in a little bit.
I was just like, I do miss, like, because I did my own like separate like mini tours like after, and that was, I much preferred that, because it was like, it was the biggest one I did after the Danny and Drew one was like a 10 show run.
It was in New
those
York,
were so much
right?
Well, I had a
mini tour.
I did have a monthly show in New York, which was really nice to do, because I was like, it was like a smaller room. I could like try new stuff, And then I would do like these bigger like actual tours where I would do like my actual like my hour thing there. And it was like we did one in like the West Coast, and then we did one like the Midwest. And that was nice because it was like I could do that. I could live like that like tour thing, and then just go back to being like a normal person, which was nice.
I like those little pocket ones. I think I'd do that in the future too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just so much. It's so much easier on your brain and your body because like I was eating like like dog shit when I was on tour.
Oh my God,
yeah, any
dude.
type of travel, it's so impossible to eat healthy while you're doing it. Like any type of road trip or anything, it's so. And I can't even imagine like with tour, you're probably just exhausted and like, fuck, I don't know, give me a burger. Like I don't.
Give me a burger. I'll have another Red Bull every single day.
There's this hunger after performing that I can't describe. It's like more than after working out, where you're like, I just want to fucking stuff my face and go sleep. And that's all I want to do.
It was
I miss that.
I fucking miss doing that too. I miss like being like having to be on for that long. Like it is really exhausting, you know, because it's like sometimes you'll get to the club or the theater early, you know, and you got sound check, and almost in a way, it's almost kind of a micro performance in and of itself. Like when you're meeting the staff and just like you want to be nice, you want to be like a generous seeming person. You don't want to be the prick that rolls in and is just like, fucking, where's my green M&Ms, like the old adage shit, you know.
Exactly.
And then you got the show, and then there's like Q&A stuff, and then like
dude, I love doing crowd work Q&A stuff with both of us on stage. And then when we brought Danny up that one time, that was so fucking fun. There was one Kurtis. There was one time it was Zany's, right? Gus in Chicago.
Yeah.
And there were two shows, and whenever I would show up for one of Gus's shows on tour, there was like a whole separate bit that we'd replace from the show that I'd be on stage for. And Danny was coming to the second show right after the first one. And then there was this one girl in the first meet and greet that was talking about how like she got into us because of Danny, and she's this massive Danny fan. And in my brain, I was almost like, "Oh, you just missed him," but like, I stopped myself. I was like, "Don't tell her that Danny's going to be here."
God. You would have ruined their life.
Yeah, I felt so stupid at one of the meet and greets where I had just made the new Yikes merch, like the current one that I sell, and I had this old version of one that was like the original meme sign that I did. And this girl showed me that she had the original one, and I was wearing the new one. And then I was like, oh, that's like so awesome. And I was like, I just made this new one. I'm super proud of it. And then I said it was way better than the old one in front of her while she was wearing it. And I was like, what am I doing?
Just take your shirt off. I'm sorry. Just take this one. I'm sorry.
Dude, I'm sure there's some people that like think about what they say to a YouTuber when they meet them, and it like haunts them. Everything I've said wrong to a fan haunts me every day. Like it's always just in there bouncing around.
It's so funny you say that, because like that is really funny, and it's something that like we don't often say, but it's like I would hate because like you get like maybe a minute like at most with me when you're coming through the line, and it's like I don't want anyone to feel nervous. I feel nervous because it's like I'm trying to be friendly and nice and be like when you come up for some of those, like I want to hear about you. I want to say like, what's up? Where are you from? What's going on? And at the same time, I'm keeping it upon myself to try to keep it. I don't want there to be any pauses. I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. And sometimes when you're just trying to say something quick and friendly, I'll say something that was like, oh shit, I hope that's not misconstrued as like, and I don't have enough time to put into context. So I would hate if I made someone then go home and feel bad with something I said.
I think especially because we all know, we grew up in an age where even we know the unique kind of thing of being a fan of a YouTuber. And so every time somebody's coming up, I'm like, oh, I know what this experience would be like too. And if I fuck this up for them, it's going to be really bad. Kurtis, is there any of those for you that you're like, fuck, I shouldn't have said that with somebody that you'd be willing to say?
There was one that I always feel bad about. Sometimes you can tell when people come to meet you and they're like nervous. And I totally get that. But I honestly, it's a weird feeling being like, oh, I'm just me, right? Why are you nervous to meet me? But there was one time, I think it was in an Urban Outfitters or something. This was like a few years ago. And someone was like, hey, you're Kurtis. I like your videos. I was like, oh my God, thanks so much. And then it was just kind of like an awkward silence for a bit. And I was like, do you want to take a picture or something? And I feel like, and she's like kind of taken back by it and was like, I guess. I guess so.
Oh, no.
So I was like, was I the asshole for being like, oh, so you want a picture, huh?
Yeah, dude.
But I think it's good that you did that though, because like I'm always of the opinion where like I will always offer a photo, and I used to not do that because it's like I don't want to be, in my brain I was like, I don't want to be a douche that assumes like I know you want this, so come and get it, you know. But also I know more often than not there are people that would appreciate that but don't want to ask for it. So if you just are like, hey, you want to do that, then they're like, oh, thank God. Yeah, of course. Yeah. So I'll roll the dice. I'll look like an oaf sometimes.
There's always the awkward thing, I feel like, with all of us when we hang out with each other, where it's like, okay, I don't know, like Drew's getting recognized right now and this person's talking, making eye contact with me too, and I don't want to get in on this picture. And then I feel bad sometimes because then they're like, oh no, Eddie, get in here too. And I'm like, okay, well, I've just been standing silently, like I don't give a shit about this person the whole time.
I hate that. Here's what we should do. Every time the boys are out in public, like if we're at Disneyland or something, we'll carry around one of those pieces of paper, like when you go to nice ramen restaurants and you check, like, I want this topping and this topping, and then people can just say, I'll have a Drew and a Eddie.
Yeah,
and a
here's what we do. We'll bring those, you know, those chairs that are pants, you know, those Kickstarter ones that like stool that attaches to your pants. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
I actually do. Yes.
Those are real?
Yeah, they're like chair legs on the back of pants, and then you can bring them out and you sit. Whoa. And then we'll also put a TV dinner table on our backs, and then we'll all do heads up 7-Up, and they can put your thumb down if they want a photo with you.
Heads up 7-Up.
That way nobody looks up, nobody knows who was chosen and who wasn't, and except when they see the photo, and we're all like heads down except for Danny. It's like we're all just looking down.
Yeah, and you have to make the photo happen during the heads down phase too, so it's true. So it's like 4 straight minutes of just heads down. You're at Disney World in your chair pants with your thumb up.
I would request that you don't tag the people who have their heads down on Instagram, and then
out of respect.
Out of respect.
We're gonna see like 40 photos next year of like just a nice group photo, and you're gonna see like Danny in the background with his thumb up, just squatting by the phone.
Yeah, that's always, I think, my most awkward freaking out in my head, where I'm like, I don't want to make this person feel uncomfortable if they don't know me, but chances are they usually do because it's our friends, and then I just seem like a jerk. And so then I'll just be like, oh, sorry, I didn't know, or something like that, because I have no idea.
I mean, that's a really good fix for a very niche problem to have.
Yeah. And that's what they made those stool pants for, I think, is for us.
Sure. Say, Eddie, what do you say maybe we hit up our boys a little bit and field a few preguntas here?
Ooh, some preguntas from Twitter?
Yeah, Kurtis, just a quick translation. Preguntas means questions in English. We feel the need to explain every time. So,
yeah, thank God he said that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, just getting ahead of it. Do you have at Kurtis Connor on Twitter?
I had for the longest time I was at Kurtis_Connor, but then I had this is actually a huge thing that happened. But we had this like Vine meeting at the Twitter Canada offices. And then I was talking to the one person who worked there, and I was like, yeah, I wanted to get my original name, but it's like someone's taken on like some old account, and they're like, we could get that for you. And they fucking gave me the Kurtis Connor at.
Dude, what Twitter did for Vine accounts was so nice and
Dude,
awesome.
it was, they would like, that's the only reason I'm verified. They were throwing those away.
Yeah, it was. I remember it was like anybody who really Vine liked, right, got verified on Twitter.
Yeah, literally.
But honestly, it made sense at the time. If you want to get verified on Vine, they own both of them, you know. So
yeah,
it's
so they're like, yeah.
I just wish I should have focused on Vine, except I was 18 and I was nowhere even close to funny. And I have my old Vine saved, and they're just terrible. And I hate them.
Same, but I still did it.
Yeah. But
if I had access to that shit when I was young, I would have made some worse. Well, I guess I had access to YouTube, yeah, but luckily stuff died there for me. Anyway, here's ask us your questions at Eddie Burback, at Gus Buckets. I don't have Gus Johnson yet. Chill, I gotta have some time. Or at Curtis Connor, and we will fix your life. But only Curtis just this 1 week. He will not be back next week. Fuck you guys. Sorry about that.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, at Flentel99 asks, Curtis, if you had your ashes pressed into a vinyl record that only played one song, what would it be?
Holy.
Wait, can you do that? Is that a thing?
Is that an actual thing? Because that sounds like some shit that you could probably do. I always see this stuff of like, this company will turn you into fireworks or a tree or a Martha Stewart living table or something like that.
For sure can get turned into a record. That's easy.
Cool.
I mean, I haven't done it before, but I'm sure it's easy.
I can't imagine. You just try to press it from home. You're like, all right, let's put Pop Pop on the LP and see how it goes. And it's just...
Sounds great.
Sounds good just as I hear his voice.
His actual voice sounded like that?
Yeah, that was his actual. All right, so I just Googled turn your ashes, and the top 4 results are turn your ashes into a diamond, into a tree, into glass, and into a record. So I guess that's a thing.
Wow.
Huh. Well, what would you choose, Curtis?
That is such a good question. You know how on Spotify they have albums of like fart sounds?
But you only get one song though, so you have to have a specific
fart sound. I'd probably do, I think that'd be like a nice way for everyone to remember me by. They flip on a nice, it's a very small vinyl because it's a very short fart.
It's like a GameCube disc.
Yeah,
Doing
exactly.
something
It's
funny
like a GameCube disc.
Great. That was even. I was trying to when I had to travel. I had, because I can only sleep with like one of those big ass fans on. I just trained my brain for it. And I had a Spotify one liked that was like 10 hours. But then I looked at the title after using it, and it was like 10-hour box fan for babies. And I was like, easy there.
No.
Whoa.
But that's what I want my vinyl to be. Just the insulting box fan noise that I used to sleep.
That's awesome. I love it too because your grandchildren will find it in an attic like 70 years from now, and they'll be like, "Oh my God, what's this pivotal recording of our grandfather?" And it's just gonna be fucking baby ass white noise fan 10 hours.
That is so. I think all artists should do that. Like if Lady Gaga was like, she put out a different album, like a vinyl of like, and it was called like, Just Dance for Stupid Little Babies. Or some, like, dumb music.
And it's the same recording.
Yeah, it's the exact same.
Do you think that would be narcissistic if Lady Gaga had herself pressed onto one of her like platinum albums, or do you think that's cool? I can't tell.
I feel like you gotta punch out of your weight class. You gotta get someone else on that one.
Right.
Unless you like dub over, unless you're just like, hey guys, it's me, Lady Gaga, help me, I'm not actually dead. Flip this over and I'll give you the instructions how to find my body. And it's
I feel like getting yourself
pressed onto a real album is so risky, just in case somebody from the band or the artist does something heinous that comes out. You know how we learned that every artist from the 60s was like a monster?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Imagine being on a vinyl and then you end up in like a dump somewhere because they're like, we got to get rid of these because he did some horrible shit.
Yeah, dude, like you're in like the 90s and you're like, God, I really loved just the studio recording of Bill Cosby himself. I would love to be immortalized on that fucking record.
Do you think that maybe happened once? Or
maybe. Well, there's a whole service dedicated to this. It's called Vinyl-y. That's kind of cool. That's a great name for it too, Vinyl-y. But
what are the? That is so. So like, do people just like send their relatives' ashes to this company?
I don't know how it works. Yeah. How long does the process take? It says it takes 3 to 5 weeks. Are the records playable? Yes. Can I have just one copy?
No.
Who's asking? These are their FAQs. Can I have just one copy? How many fucking people are you dying with here, dude? Yeah, you get one record per one ash. Jesus.
And I have just one.
The USPS person that's on your route, and then you realize, like, oh my God, there's I'd just have everybody's ashes in my truck. Like,
oh yeah.
holy
And then
shit.
you go, shoot, and the radio is down right now, so you just start popping them in the disc player.
Shoving a full vinyl into a CD player.
I love it. How many tracks can I put on each side? It is not the number of tracks or audio files, but the amount of time. For a 12-inch record, we advise you a max audio time of, per side, 18 to 22 minutes. You could fit the entire Fart album on there, Kurtis. You don't have to choose.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay.
That's
So
good.
on side A, it'll be fart sounds, and side B, it'll be more fart sounds.
Okay, thank God. Volume 2, baby. Glad we can get it on there.
Volume poo.
Oh!
Whoa. It'll
Okay.
say rest in peace, Kurtis Connor. Fart sounds parentheses and even more fart sounds.
Flip over. All right, anyway. At Oh God Mango asks, what happens if you combine every condiment?
Every condiment?
Like, it's like the mud sludge version where you combine all the sodas. Do you guys call that mud sludge?
I've never heard a name for it.
Oh, I've heard
Swamp
like I've heard
water, too.
I think that's what I've heard, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's the same thing that happens. It just all kind of tastes like
Just brown sauce.
just yeah. Yeah. Give me some of that brown sauce.
I'd be really curious. You know what? I throw these out half the time, and I half the time remember to follow up on these. But in a future episode, I would be really curious to see just generally what, like, if you took like 10 of the most common condiments and like equally just mixed them together and like tried them with some nuggies or something. I'd be seriously interested. I assume it'd just sort of be like kind of a neutral middle ground sauce, like a weird mayonnaise barbecue or something, you know?
I guess, yeah. Because
I mean,
it's
would
like
soy
pickles.
sauce, is soy sauce a top 10? Because then that's going to fuck with everything.
Oh, that will really fuck with some
Right.
shit, though. I assume it's got to be like ketchup, mustard, barbecue, mayo, relish. Those are the big 5. That's probably enough, honestly. That tastes good on a nuggie.
yeah, I'd like that. That sounds great.
I'd do it up.
So I don't know. Probably something either bad or good to answer the question. That's my guess.
That's a good point. We're narrowing it down. We're getting there.
I'll be confident in saying that it won't be mediocre. It'll either be good or very, very bad.
At Nuke the Beans says, which tattoo of Kurtis's is your favorite? That's obviously directed at me. I'll jump in here. No, Kurtis, what is your favorite tattoo?
Which tattoo of Kurtis's is my favorite?
Yeah, which of Kurtis's is your favorite?
I mean, I like them all, obviously.
What?
Because I chose to have them.
What was your first one?
I have an orca whale on my arm. That was my first one.
Cool. When did you get that?
I got that in July.
Oh man, this guy.
That was a big July for you, Kurtis. It's like your first stand-up, the middle of the pandemic, a tattoo.
Yeah, I'm a big July guy. No, I think that was in like 20. Oh God, when I was 19. So whenever that was, I'm 26 now. So 7 years ago, I guess.
Okay. Now I'm not a guy that has any tattoos, and I know that you got a number of them.
Yeah.
For you, like, do you have an idea of kind of like an end? Is there an end goal of like, hey, I want a sleeve or something, or are your tattoos kind of individually just like this means something to me now, or like I really, I want to put this on me? Like, how do you factor that in when you choose what goes on?
I feel like I like tattoos a lot, but I'm always scared of like the huge pieces. Like I've never wanted like a fucking like huge thing on my back or some shit.
The old Ben Affleck.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
that
was
like
it
that
Tiger or
peacock
something?
one or something.
Yeah, I don't even remember what it is, but it is paparazzi need to leave him alone. But anyway.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
But yeah, I get that because the big pieces are real commitments, right? Like, there's nothing really you can do if you don't like it.
It's one thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just hate how they feel. Like they hurt so much, which is like I don't know. People are always like it's really not that bad. It's like I like it, and they're all lying. It sucks so hard. But yeah, I've always just liked to get like little pieces and just put them everywhere. Like each one has like a little meaning and stuff. It's just like it's nice. It's easier to like do it that way, like piece by piece, instead of like, all right, full arm is done. Because then it's like, I don't know. I mean, it's relatively the same because more skin is getting covered at the same amount, but I don't know.
I saw something on TikTok yesterday that I absolutely hated, which is something that I could probably say all the time, but I keep going back on it. It was a tattoo artist who had made, I don't know how common these are, it was like a tattoo stamp. So essentially it had like the face of a skull in the needles on a metal block, and he like put the ink on top of it, then set it on this dude's leg, and then just punched it down.
No.
And then he pulled it up, and you could barely see the tattoo. It was like so, and that was in the comments. Somebody's like, you could barely tell what this is.
Going for another punch.
It just seemed like one where it's like, hey, this does not seem better for shortening like the pain of a tattoo is jammed. You know? And the thing is, the guy's looking and filming, and then the tattoo artist goes, you see how far it is in your leg? It's like, why would you say that to somebody?
Oh
like,
my God.
You see how deep it is in there? Why the fuck would you ever display that to somebody?
It condenses all the pain of a tattoo into one punch, but none of the results.
Exactly.
It's great. Middle ground. Trade-off.
It looked like it was that tattoo artist's like DIY. He thought it was going to work out really well, and I bet you the guy recording after was like, well, can you touch this up? Because I don't see anything here.
Would you guys ever want to get tattoos?
I think I might in the future. I'm sure as somebody with tattoos, you've heard this a million times. Like, I want to, but I'm one of those people that's always like, am I gonna fucking think about it all the time? And it's like, you know, and the thing is, it's like, I don't care that much. Like, you know, some people, I don't think it's like, oh, well, there's no reversing. It's just what I would choose, you know? I think I would definitely get one, like the thing most people say is like, if there was something really meaningful that I wanted to get it for. And so I think I will. When I just get like, maybe in like 5 years, I'll probably get one.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just, it's purely a commitment thing. And then also just, I think of kind of the logistics of what I do a lot is it's like, I try to do a whole lot more character shit. And if it would ever become something where
that's true.
Even sometimes that I'd have to like try to cover it up, I can hardly get my shit together when it's time to film a video anyway of like, oh, I can't believe I have to go take the Goodwill clothes out of the closet and find a cool suit jacket and shit, you know, like, so if I had to like cover up a tattoo every time, I feel like I just hate myself more of like, fuck you, Gus, now you got to do this extra chore every time.
I'd say, especially with your characters, it'll be like, you know, a Midwest dad or like a youth pastor or like some shit like that. Where it's just,
he had some sick tattoo on his arm.
I'm trying to think of one of your characters that would seem like he has a tattoo.
None, honestly. Well, I mean, the tough kid growing up, but that's a child, so probably none.
Yeah, no, he'd have one of the stamp tattoos, the fake ones.
He'd have Ozzy on the knuckles, the old pencil lead tattoo there.
You would have to just, like, title every one of your videos. It'd have to end with a tattoo.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, I'll do it.
That'd be easier.
Before any line from the character, you're like, I just got this tattoo last week, and then you go back into it.
Instead of the like 15-second, hey guys, this is brought to you by Skillshare. You'll hear more about him later. It's just, hey guys, I'm Pillow Guy. Got this wacky tattoo. Anyway, back into the video.
Anyways, I'm gonna say some stuff now.
Yeah, get in there. All right, at Boozoo says, what video or project of yours are you the most proud of?
Ooh, none of it.
Oh, that's good.
Oh gosh, what video or project? I mean, I did this project in like 3rd grade about John Candy. It was great.
Did you really do a project on John Candy?
I did do a project on John Candy.
Oh, that's great. What was it, like a presentation or something?
It was like we had to do a presentation about like a famous Canadian.
Cool.
That's one thing I meant to talk about on the podcast during Christmas time is John Candy's like 6 minutes of screen time in Home Alone is so fucking funny.
Oh, it's incredible.
I forgot he's in Home Alone. I didn't watch that this year.
He tells a story in Home Alone about his kid, and it is so unbelievably funny. I just, like, you should look it up right after this. I just can't believe he's given just like maybe, I don't know what Kurtis, like 6 minutes probably in total.
It's really not.
It might even be shorter.
Yeah,
it's so funny.
Yeah, his character's great in Home Alone.
God damn,
he's the polka king of the Midwest.
Yeah. But best video that I'm most proud of. I don't fucking know. People always ask me that, and I'm like, I feel like I like all of them because I spend so much time on them, and I have to like them. I think, but
yeah.
I think there was one I did where I became like I tried to become a magician, and that was fun because I had that idea for so long, and it was like something other than commentary. That was like, it was like a little bit of commentary, but not that much. But when I can make something, because whenever I do commentary, I have this thing in my head where I'm like, you're not funny, only the thing you're talking about is funny or weird.
And then it lasts through editing, and when you upload it never goes away, because I have that too.
Yeah, it's really cool. So it was nice doing something that it felt like I was making something like completely like original, and it like and it was like still like good and funny, I thought. So I think I'll go with that one.
Sorry, good.
That's pretty much it.
I was just gonna say, is there a video for your content that was like in your head kind of a turning point? Because I remember, I think the first commentary one I saw was the one you made on Jim from The Office, like a long time ago.
Oh wow, yeah.
Was there one specifically though where you just kind of like you felt like you found what you were doing more than any other video?
Good question. I totally forgot I made that video. That was a long time ago.
Because I had seen you on Vine, and I was like, oh shit, he's making commentary videos. These are good. And then and now we're here. So
wow, that's crazy. I think that one was like, I feel like when I made that Office one, I was like, oh, I wasn't even aware that commentary was like an actual like genre. I guess I saw it, but I never thought that I could like do that. And then I think once like Cody and like Danny and Drew started, I was like, I'll give it a shot. And then I think it was one I did about like the Dobre twins and Dobre brothers or something. Because
I'll say. With the Dobres as well, by the way, I've mentioned this before because Kurtis, you've met him, but I don't know if you know. My brother Tony is also my fraternal twin, so I'm a twin, and nothing weirds me out more. It was on Vine, and now it's on TikTok. Than these teen twins that dance together. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
There's this energy. And as a twin, I'm like, I don't like what's going on. You guys are like shirtless and grinding the floor in a grocery store. And it's like, you guys are brothers. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's so bizarre to me. It's always weird. And there's like a lot of them. There's a lot of like TikTok and Vine twins. And I don't know what happened. I don't know why that's the thing.
Even one pair is odd. But the fact that there's several pairs.
Do you think by now there are identical twins that are like, well, you think we're hot enough for TikTok?
Yeah. The family sits them down, Greg, Benny, we think you're hot enough for TikTok.
Oh my God. What?
Oh my God, thank you.
Yeah, like the parents decide you are now officially hot enough for TikTok.
Oh, that's so gross. Here's a ring light. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I also saw, you mentioned a ring light too. I saw a video of an Instagram influencer on the beach in the day with her friend trying to run a ring light to where she wanted to take a photo.
Are you kidding me?
I hope that it was a parody because I can't imagine what a ring light would do in the middle of a sunny day on the beach. And also how... the lengths that people will go. I know I think there's a whole subreddit and like TikTok account dedicated to it now. It's like influencers in the wild, and the shit people do in LA, man. It's like you see people just in the middle of a crowd taking a photo, and it's like I'm all for people. Especially, I love when people, and I wish I did it more when people take these. Kurtis, you actually do a really great job at it. The recent photos that you posted, I was like, holy shit! It's like these really cool photo shoots. But the people that'll just do it like in public in the middle of something,
I
just don't get it.
Have you ever seen that? Because I guess you guys are like right in it. So do you guys have you guys ever like seen that in person?
I've seen people
Anything
vlogging
like
for sure, and it's like the vlogging is the most obnoxious because it really kind of cuts into everything. Because what I've never understood is, and I even one time mentioned this in a video about Casey Neistat, is like I don't even get how even Casey does it. Where like one time he did an unboxing for the Nintendo Switch when it came out. And I still mark Casey for this one. He did it in a first class airplane seat with somebody sitting next to him that he didn't know in frame. So like he recorded an unboxing and the guy just keeps kind of glancing over and you can tell he's super weirded out by it. And I'm almost jealous that vloggers can like just shut the world out.
Yeah, they have no shame.
And it's like I wish I had that almost. I think I'm jealous. I think that's what it is.
I'm embarrassed of myself when I'm alone in my room, like recording. If I was in public, it's a nightmare.
I've asked, even when I used to record commentary videos when Gus and I lived together, I would ask Gus to leave for me to record because it's embarrassing to hear somebody hear me record.
Well, especially
you,
when
mess up a line and say it over again.
Oh my God. Like, especially when it's out of context like that, where you're like, I know what this asset is that I'm getting, and I know it's going to be fine, but I know that I'm going, well, what is he going to do? well, what is he going to do? Well, what's he going to do? You know? And it's like, God damn.
Dude, especially, and I don't know if it's your guys' experience for it, especially when it comes to like filming any commentary stuff. I don't think I do that as much now, but especially the first like 20 videos I made, sometimes I would fuck up a line so bad so many times that I would stop recording for the day. It would completely destroy my role. I would just go, fuck it, I'm done. Because it wasn't a job yet, so I would just be like, I'm worthless. We're stopping the camera right now.
Oh yeah, that sucks.
I felt like that before for sure.
Yeah, and then you're just like, then you got to go back to it the next day.
I hate when I have other people on set, and I often get into this situation where we're filming some shit, and it's like we already knew it was a funny concept, like especially when it's more character-y shit, where it's more free-form and fucking around. Like, we'll get to the end and be like, all right, how do we end this? Like that happens a lot, which is not necessarily bad, but when I have guests in the video, and within the first few minutes we can't figure out how to end it, I feel like it just ramps up the panic of like, oh shit, like I don't mind looking foolish, but I went to like a little lower tier film school, and I know that feeling of like when you have extras on set and shit, and it's like you're not prepared and people are standing around, and I'm just like, I feel bad wasting even 5 minutes of somebody's time like that when I'm just going, so I fucking hate that feeling where you're like, I don't even know if this is funny enough, and I know that what I'm collecting here, but I've never even shot with this person before, and all they've seen is like 30 uninterrupted minutes of just like these weird jokes that I feel confident in cutting together, but I don't know how to put the button on this thing. I hate that.
Yeah.
Right. That's so much more stressful, because then you can't even like enjoy like the fun of it, of like finding an ending of it or something. Like you can't even, because there's so much pressure on you.
That's the thing is, I'd say, obviously there's different like issues that come up with different types of content, but I would say ending a commentary video is probably the easiest thing you can do on YouTube. It's like, you just have to say something kind of funny and it cuts, or you just say, all right, bye guys, and that's all. Yeah. So that's one where it's like, I will in the moment sometimes be like, all right, I'm just going to say something stupid and then we'll cut there. Where with a sketch, it's like it's a whole button. It's a big deal. But Gus, you mentioned the film school thing. Kurtis, I don't think I've talked to you about it before. What was like, what school path did you do? Did you like go to college, or did you? Because I went to community college and then like kind of graduated.
Right. What do you mean kind of?
I got an associate's in arts, which is like a half degree, and then I just started working on YouTube. So I could use that to go somewhere else, but like it wasn't a full degree at all. It was like a 2 year. I almost said 2 semester. 2 year degree.
Okay. I actually went to a program here in Toronto. It's a 2-year college program for comedy writing and performance. Mm-hmm. And it was, I don't know if I really learned anything, but it was just, it's not really a thing where it was basically like showing up to class and everyone thinks they're the funniest and everyone thinks they're like the class clown of the class. It was very weird. And
what a dynamic.
It's very strange, and I'm not the most like loud, like charismatic person. So I hated it so much. It was just everyone being so loud and just trying to get the most attention. Especially in the first like semester. I feel like everyone kind of chilled out after that, but it was very weird. And we had sorry, go on.
No, my bad. I didn't. The Discord was cutting out for me. Go ahead.
It was just it's like not really a thing you can teach. Like we had a stand-up class every semester, and it was taught by this guy who was like pretty big in Canada in like the 70s. So all the stuff he was saying was like for example, we had this native guy in our class, and he was like, "You should tell more Indian jokes." And then he was like, "Oh well."
Oh my! Wait,
no.
Your professor said that to the native guy?
Oh, yes.
Oh no, dude! Come on.
Yeah, and it was all of that for like 2 years.
Why? Let's stop the class. I haven't heard a single Nixon joke this entire different period here. What the hell, guys?
I had heard. I forgot what comedians. I feel like it was maybe a conversation between Bill Hader and somebody, but it was the fact that a lot of good stand-ups especially aren't really like the class clown, and I think maybe that's for some people who are really good at improv, you know, but it's like I feel like everyone has, so especially that it's like people trying to be the loudest in the class, like that doesn't always mean you're the funniest. It just means that you want the most attention right now.
I mean, I met like two of my like best friends there, and like we still do shows together and stuff and like make content together, so it's like that was great, but like I don't know, it was just such a weird thing. It was nice to like kind of like bridge the gap between like it like kind of forced you to go out and like do shows and like get like into the Toronto scene and stuff, which is cool. But we've
only been a couple of times, but both of us love Toronto because we get to go out not this year obviously, but for Bufferfest in Toronto. And it's it's just like I fucking love Toronto. I love a lot, I think, because it reminds me a lot of Chicago. They're like very kind of, at least the look of it are very similar cities, I feel like. And
both really cold.
Yeah, and it's just like on water. That's especially like next time we go out, we go out there for Buffer, we got to hang out, because I don't know what happened last time, where I think maybe you weren't there at the time. I think you were maybe doing shows in New York.
He was in Toronto at the time.
That's true.
It's close, but it's barely
sister city. But
sister, it's like in like Israel or like completely on the other side of the world.
But they are sisters.
Why did that sister city thing start even? Of just like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, we're you know, Pewaukee, Wisconsin or whatever, and our sister city's in like Istanbul. I've never heard. Yeah, I don't know why.
Does every city have a sister city?
I don't know. What is LA's sister city?
I don't know.
Well, does Philly have a brothers? Because they're like this city of brothers.
They're like, guys, it's in the name. It's not sisterly love. So we got to find, there's got to be one brother city out there for us.
Sister city of LA, Mexico City is what I'm seeing. Unless that's just, but you know what? I used to be able to trust the Google bolded results for some shit, you know, where it's just like I assume they'll float like the generally correct answer to the top. But I've just been seeing so much weird shit where it's like, I don't even fucking know what to trust anymore. Still to this day, if you Google Sven Johnson height, Sven Johnson's my younger brother who also does YouTube stuff, the bolded answer comes up that he's 7'15".
Holy moly.
Because it cites a tweet response of mine to Bobby Duke from over a year ago where I just mentioned, Sven's used performance-enhancing drugs to reach his current height of 7'15". And I'm just like, I've cited so many fucking Google bolded answers for shit.
Dude, height on Google is the most inaccurate information I've ever seen. Like, anytime. And then usually they get it from, like, one of those automated, like, YouTuber celebrity sites where they say, like, either your net worth is not announced or, like, $5 million. And you're like, where did we get this from?
It says it says I'm 5'7", but that's not true.
You got to pay somebody in either direction to add or subtract inches on those.
That's you got to bribe the fake height guy online, and that's what Sven's just been shoveling money toward that guy.
He's just broke right now. 95% of his AdSense goes right to that
shady back alley height guy.
I do really miss because Kurtis, I think. Oh wait, I was gonna say the last time I saw you was VidCon, but it was the show after for Dan and Drew. But I miss VidCon especially just because I like everybody being in one place. It's just such a nice time.
It is so nice. I was like, dude, that was like the best time. Like meeting so many people that I've like watched for so long, and like I was supposed to be feature creator this year too. I was so excited.
Damn. Yeah, no, we were. That was Gus has been before. It was my first year being a feature creator, and then it was like, fuck, we can't. But I think next year they'll probably be like just re-upping everybody, because
I'm sure they will. Yeah,
they're not gonna like. Did you end up doing anything online for them? Because we ended up doing a live podcast, but I know they had they didn't ask everyone just because they had barely any programming to fill because it was just like I don't know what the fuck they do.
No, I didn't end up doing anything for them. How was that?
It was fun because it was just it ended up being really similar to one of our podcasts. Turns out all you need for our shitty podcast is just me and Gus talking like we always do.
Yeah.
Weird
figure.
Yeah, it's so I don't know. I just missed that again. And one thing we've talked about before, and I don't think I've mentioned to you, Kurtis, is we've talked about even privately when things are back to normal, not aside from VidCon, doing like something where we all do like a trip together, like with like Danny and Drew and Jakey and everybody, because we just want to get together more, especially after this shit.
For sure. Oh my God, yeah, I'm already very eager to hang out with fellas again. So
how was that, guys? How's it changed for you? Because for me, I was somebody that I feel like I was choosing to stay in too much before all this. Where I was one of those people where, Gus, I know you were the same too. Where it's like I'm happy if plans are canceled almost, and I feel like this has reworked my brain. Where I'm like, no, I really think I'm gonna just do shit way more after all this.
Yeah, I think I'm the same way. Me and my girlfriend, it's like if we can not do something and just stay home, we will absolutely do that. But yeah, I agree. I think once we're allowed to do stuff, I'm doing everything.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I'm doing everything. I'm killing people, turning them into vinyls.
My entire discography by the end of 2021, I'm gonna have boxes of LP people.
Yeah, we go to Toronto in 2021, and it looks like Kurtis's apartment is a record store. Like, hey, buddy, what's been going on?
Yeah, you into music? What's up? Yeah. You
What's
know,
that?
The old shooby doo-wop. Yeah, I love that stuff. That's my jam.
Kurtis is just like, July was crazy.
July was crazy.
Really busy for me. These are all fart sounds.
Oh, my God.
Imagine how insulting it would be to kill somebody and put them on a fart sound.
Be so disrespectful.
Especially the knife twist, though, is it's not even the fart track, it's the volume 2 fart track, so you're not even the first one. Ugh.
Then my question is, as far as real music goes, what would be the cruelest vinyl to put you on if somebody was doing that to you?
Real music?
Yeah, like not as sorry, I don't mean to call fart sounds not real music.
Come on.
I wonder just what the album would piss me off like imagine if somebody killed you and put you on like an Imagine Dragons album.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not even saying that for like the Imagine Dragons Nickelback type hate. I just imagine your ashes playing Thunder by Imagine Dragons.
What is that one album, Songs of Innocence by U2? The one that they put on everyone's phone without their consent?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Especially, that would be the most ironic, hilarious thing to do to somebody because you're doing it without their consent after they die, is forcing them onto the new U2 album.
Did that album count for Billboard charts? Like what?
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't think the song was purchased, but it had to have been played a lot, and I don't know if they counted for that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder. I don't think that's fair.
Yeah,
it
seems like
unfair.
cheating, but also it seems like cheating to have Apple put your album on everybody's phone. Can you imagine if they did that for maybe a smaller artist and not you two? That would be maybe cool, but actually that people would probably just fucking hate them.
Oh yeah, dude. If I was a smaller artist, I almost wouldn't want to do that because I feel like that would just be like, hey, this is my first foray into like the huge public eye, like, and this is just pissing most people off, you know? Like, I wouldn't want to do that.
But Bono doesn't care about that.
Yeah, no. Bono's cool. He's transcended. He's all right.
Too busy.
Yeah, Bono is pretty cool.
I just also with that, when the fuck this is where I'm with the time thing, Kurtis. I couldn't tell you what year that was. I absolutely could not tell you what year.
Me neither.
Gus, do you have a guess?
2009? Is that too early? What iPhone did they do that on?
I don't.
I was gonna say 2010, but I feel like I'm probably wrong.
The thing is, my guess was actually 2011 in my head, so it's now.
We're just prices right at each other.
I have to know right now.
iPhone album.
2014?
What?
Really?
It was 2014?
No way.
Man, I really do think this year has just fucked everything up. I feel like the whole decade before, I'm just gonna be like, I was like a year, right?
Either way, we should probably get the fuck out of here, though. That's about enough of that shit. So.
Oh, you just wanna bail? Or?
Probably just probably had enough of this. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Well then, thanks for being here, Kurtis. I'm gonna just head out.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably head out too, I guess.
Okay. I'm just gonna do it. Gus, do I just walk away?
Yeah, I probably
Are we all just gonna walk away?
Do I keep the audio recording or do I stop it?
I'd say we all just walk away first, and then people think we're really cool, like we didn't even care, and this absolutely will still be in the podcast. And so I'm just gonna walk away.
Okay.